BNP Paribas, partenaire des plus belles histoires de Roland-Garros, aux côtés des ramasseurs de balles depuis plus de 50 ans.
Good. I came early here, so a lot of days, and finally I'm going to play Tuesday. So going to have even a lot more time since today, 3 more days, and just looking forward. Tough first round, same one as in Rome, which is pretty funny, but it happens sometimes in tennis. So looking forward.
First question in English to Daniil.
Daniil, how do you compare this Daniil Medvedev that is spending some weeks outside of the top 10 with the other one that was top 1 and Grand Slam winner, and having to face different kind of players now?
Yeah, it's tough to say because now we're on clay, and on clay, I personally feel like I'm playing, honestly, the best level of my life on clay. Even considering Rome title, a lot of things came together, which, but if we talk about the game, like the movement, the game, the feeling of the game, I do think I play my best season on clay. So it's tough for me to answer. On hard courts, it's easier for me to answer that, yes, I'm far from the Daniil that I was on hard courts. On clay, I feel like I'm even better than before. So that's all I can answer, and that's good for Roland-Garros because I will try to show it.
Hi there, Daniil. We just had Stefanos Tsitsipas in here, and he was saying that he thinks that over the last few years since, for instance, when he was in the final here, he thinks the level of tennis generally is improved. He feels that it's harder now for him, say, than it used to be. What do you think?
Tough question. Never know. I feel like, I feel like people always knew how to play tennis, and it's always a dynamic, you know. Like we see Marin Cilic in the qualis here, and probably if you ask him, he's gonna say, you know what, I'm still playing good. Yes, maybe not the way when he was in semis here, final of all the other slams, won US Open, and it's just that the dynamics is changing all the time. It's you know, Kasper went to what, number 16 in the world or 15, won Masters in Madrid, back to top 10. Who knows how he does here? Maybe well again. Can jump again in the rankings. So I don't know how to answer this question. The level is strong. A lot of players play good. I don't think before was the same. You know, before well, which example? Like if we talk 2 years ago, Jan-Lennart Struff, was he lucky loser of qualis? Made final of Madrid. So it's tough to say exactly about the level, but everyone is playing strong. Everyone wants to win, so it's always tough. But I do think it was the same all the time.
Hey, Daniil. I'm just sort of curious, sort of related to that topic. There's a number of players ahead of you in the rankings who are younger than you, which is something that hasn't happened in a while. Sort of curious, like, how do you look at that? And is there something sort of larger going on, or is it just sort of, you know, the ebbs and flows of any sport?
I think it's the same. I feel like there are 2 ways to see this question because of Rafa, Roger, Novak, and Andy, they were able past their 30s, still be, let's call it, in their prime and win Grand Slams, etc. If we take them out, I feel like a lot of players after getting closer to 30 or after 30, maybe drop their level, then maybe came back, or I could find you many examples. So is it just that now it's, again, we're at the stage where maybe, you know, our generation didn't have guys like Rafa, Roger, and Novak, so maybe we're getting a bit older, and it's just the physical part of something getting to us. Maybe it's something else, but for example, guys like, I don't know, Lorenzo, he's very young, but he's not like 20 years old. So he just managed to find, you know, his rhythm. He's climbing up the rankings. Same about Alex Dominar. He's 25, I would guess. So it's not like he's 19 years old and 25 or 29. Yes, he's younger, but it's not like it's a young gun suddenly jumping up the rankings. So, yeah, I don't know how to answer this question better.
Daniil, don't get this question wrong. Nobody wants to get rid of you, but
I hope so.
You've been number 1. You have won a Grand Slam tournament, obviously, and you've made a lot of money. But your game takes so much effort. Yes, well, your game takes so much effort. Do you think that it's possible, thinkable, that from one day to another you just say, you know what, I've 2 children now. What do I care? I stop.
Tough. No, I think same. I will take Marin as an example. I love him. I love him as a player, as an example of a sportsman. You know, such a hard worker. He has 2 children, and he's still trying. You know, I think there's always a moment where he, me, everyone is going to say stop. Novak, let's see when, 38 yesterday. But for the moment, not at all. I do know, again, I feel that I'm really not far from a great level. And when I say great level, where everything is possible, where finals are possible, Grand Slams are possible, everything. But this not far sometimes is the toughest step because guys play well, younger guys, Carlos plays well, Yannick plays well. They probably play a bit better than everyone else right now on tour. So it's not easy, but for the moment I don't have these thoughts. And I mean, I would more understand the question if I'm like, which ranking would I put? Without injuries, out of top 50 would be tough. So I'm 11, I'm like really close by the points to top 10. So far it's fine, but I want to be better.
Hi, Daniil. Obviously have the night sessions here, so potentially some late finishes. And I just wanted to ask you a general question about sleep. It feels like something that's quite difficult for tennis players to deal with. There's lots of time zone changes, and they can play really late one day and then really early the next day. So just if you could talk a bit about how difficult that has been to deal with through your career and how you have dealt with it, whether that's techniques or any medication or whether you've sought any expert advice in that area.
Well, first of all, I think we all get used to it because we all know that sometimes you play at 11, sometimes you play at, midnight actually, or 11 in the evening. I think every player has their preference. I prefer to play late. But of course, I don't like to finish at like 3 in the morning. So if the match starts at least 9:30 is good. And I don't like the early starts because I like to sleep in general. And advice, you have your routine. So usually when the match is 11, usually we practice at 9:30, the guys. So you come on site like at 8:15. So you have to wake up at like 6:45. And if you play late, I like it because you can wake up when you want. You have all the day to even get some naps if you want more, etc. But what I really don't like is that some tournaments, and here also, they start at 10. And this I find is not good because it puts in disadvantage some of the players because 11 is early, but well, you have to deal with it. Just, deal with it. It's okay. But 10 is if you... Like I was like thinking the other day, I never played at 10 since like 10 years, but I would probably not warm up. Like I would go just to the match directly because otherwise you will have to wake up at 6 and I'm not an early person and this would literally make me lose the match. So I think they should never start at 10, start at 11 at least.
Hi, Daniil. You said earlier on taking clay out of it on hard courts, you said I'm far from the Daniil I used to be. Like, how much anxiety does that cause you?
Right now, not at all, because we're not on hard courts. So on the hard courts, it did cause a little bit because when I lose, I'm angry. Angry is not the right word, but like sometimes angry, sometimes sad, sometimes not happy. Let's call it not happy. On clay, as I say, I'm happy with how I played. In a way, with the results, I'm not happy, but I'm losing to really great clay court players, and it's tough to beat them. I lost to Casper, he won the tournament. I lost to Lorenzo, he's playing unbelievable right now. No anxiety at the moment because we're on clay. And I do feel that the things I do on clay right now could maybe help me on hard courts get back to the level where I was, but this we can only know in USA.
How do you find the tournament like this, especially on clay, how changeable the conditions are, even like within a tournament? Is clay kind of the most extreme, and can this tournament be like that, where it's just totally different from one day to the next?
I think all tournaments can be extreme. Grass and clay court more because it's a natural surface. So even like Wimbledon, you go from one court to another. One is going to be more worn. Maybe they played more 5-set matches there. Maybe the grass was tiny bit different this year. Same for clay, because it's like Rome is a great example. Every court there is so different, especially the grandstand is like just another dimension. It's like you're playing, Grand Slam plays kind of like Madrid, and the rest plays completely different, so it's strange. So I would not call clay the most challenging in terms of change. Hard courts is the best, and that's why I love it, because night, day, sun, it's still like it's, I mean, it's hard, so it's not changing too much. And yeah, Roland-Garros can be tough because sometimes it's very cold at night. Try to hit a winner if you're not Carlos or Yannick. And sometimes it can be sunny day where the ball is jumping and it's tough to control. So just have to adapt.